The world of love triangles are usually very messy and full of betrayals. It's a scenario used in a lot of TV shows and movies to pique viewers' interest while at the same time dividing the show's fan base into teams with people arguing about who should be with who and causes a major stir even years after the show has ended. In today's video, we are going to be zooming in on the 90210's biggest love triangle, which includes Brenda, Dylan, and Kelly. Before I start, I'm just going to give a small character analysis of each character to give you an idea of what each person is like. Dylan is mysterious. He has a rough and tough vibe about him that adds to his attractiveness. He is calm, brilliant, strong in terms of overcoming adverse situations in his life. He can be cold towards people who he loves. He also has a propensity to latch on to feelings of anger. Dylan is also loving, meaning in any relationship that he is in, he gives his all and he is a free spirit. As for Kelly, Kelly is friendly, vain, brave, skeptical about people's intentions, jumps to conclusions easily annoyed, and vulnerable. When it comes to Brenda, Brenda is confident, compassionate, strong-willed, and rebellious. So in the series, Kelly and Brenda became best friends when Brenda and her family moved to Beverly Hills. Now, from the beginning of the show, it was quite obvious that Kelly had a thing for Dylan, but he just never paid attention to her, and when he did, it was pointless flirting because at that point in his life, he was in the height of his Playboy era, so him flirting with any girl at that time wasn't serious. Brenda, on the other hand, saw Dylan and instantly liked him too. And when Kelly saw that Dylan liked Brenda, she visibly started becoming jealous. So much so that while Brenda and Dylan were dating, she made her moves on him. This was revealed in a sleepover that the girls had one night. Side note, I honestly believe that Brenda should have distanced herself from Kelly from the moment she confessed to asking Dylan out, because what kind of friend would do that? And yes, I know what some of you might say, Kelly liked him first, but you have to also remember that he didn't even notice her because to him, she probably just some girl that you would have a one-night stand with, and also at that time, Kelly was extremely self-centered. So in a situation like theirs, Kelly should have backed off the moment Brenda and Dylan started dating because yes, you liked him first, but he didn't even notice you. Yes, I see where she was trying to distance herself and be cool about the relationship, but she also did slip up and ask Dylan out. It always seemed like Kelly was trying to make herself out to be a great friend to Brenda, while at the same time betraying her. There were countless times when Kelly told Dylan she wanted to stop seeing him behind Brenda's back, but Dylan kept telling her that it was not a good idea to stop seeing each other or tell Brenda. All I can say is that they both betrayed the girl they claimed to love. What makes it worse is that the show tried to play it off like Kelly and Dylan were soulmates when all they did was fight and make up. When Dylan started dating Brenda, he was going through the worst times in his life. He was an alcoholic, his father wasn't there for him, and his mom left him at a very young age. So turning to things like alcohol, girls, and getting into trouble was his way of dealing with / reacting to what his parents were doing to him. When Brenda came along, she was the first person in a long time besides his friends that was fully there for him. Brenda helped him through his drug addiction and made him a better version of himself over the course of their relationship. Even Brenda's dad became like a father to Dylan. Through Brenda, Dylan gained the love of a family that he never had before, and further helped him in making him the best version of himself. So when he started dating Kelly, I could actually see Dylan going backwards, meaning he started becoming the worst version of himself again. He was constantly set off by Kelly in countless pointless arguments that further angered him, therefore allowing all his progress that he had made over the years to backtrack. It seemed like all they did was have pointless arguments and make up afterwards. That's it. That's the whole dynamic of their relationship. Also, Kelly just never seemed to have any peace while dating Dylan. Aside from the arguments, she also found herself still being jealous of Brenda and Dylan, so much so that it consumes her and further causing fights with her and Dylan. Half, if not most, of her fights with Dylan was deeply rooted in her being jealous of Dylan and Brenda, even though they were not together anymore. In conclusion, Kelly and Dylan were not soulmates. A soulmate is like a best friend but more. It's the one person in the world who knows you better than anyone else. That's someone who inspires you to be the best version of yourself. A soulmate is someone you carry with you forever. It's one person who knew you, accepted you, and believed in you before anyone else ever did or when no one else would. And no matter what happens, you always love them and nothing could ever change that. Also, it's someone who you are deeply connected to, but not in a needy way. With Dylan and Kelly's relationship, I did see some amount of connection and love, but at the same time, there seemed to be a lot of neediness, mostly on Kelly's part, mainly because that is one of her traits. Also, Kelly never really inspired any greatness in Dylan. If anything, she made him become the worst version of himself. Brenda, on the other hand, did the complete opposite. I do believe if Dylan had one soulmate in his life, it would be Brenda and not Kelly. Brenda is the one for Dylan, by all means. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video and let me know your thoughts in the comments section below.